Welcome to Mafu Tales, where every story begins with a little magic. In a quiet village surrounded by golden wheat fields and dusty roads lived a poor girl named Ayesha. She was 13, thin, barefoot most of the time, her clothes patched in many places. But her eyes shone like sunlight breaking through clouds. Ayesha lived with her mother, who washed clothes for villagers, and her younger brother, Rafi, who was fragile and often ill. Her father had passed away years ago, leaving behind a small mud house, 2 clay pots, and memories Ayesha was too young to remember clearly. Life in the village was not kind to poor people. Every day, Ayesha woke before sunrise, fetched water from the far-off well, helped her mother, cooked porridge for Rafi, and then walked 3 miles to the small village school. She was tired but determined. She had a dream to study, to become a teacher, and change. Dreams are heavy when your pockets are empty. One scorching afternoon, Ayesha's mother collapsed while washing clothes by the river. The doctor from the neighboring village said it was exhaustion and malnutrition. He gave medicine which cost more than they had. That evening, Ayesha sat outside the hut, staring at the sky turning purple. "How will we survive?" her mother whispered. Ayesha had no answer. For the first time, she thought of quitting school and finding work. But quitting her dream felt like giving up her father's last hope. The next week, a wealthy landlord's wife visited their home. She said she needed a young girl to clean her house, wash dishes, and look after her children. "I will pay you 600 rupees a month," the woman said. A lot of money for them. Ayesha looked at her sick mother, at Rafi, at their empty rice jar. Her mother's eyes were filled with silent pain. "Say yes," the woman urged. Ayesha swallowed hard. Working meant no school, no books, no future. But hunger makes decisions before hearts do. She agreed. The landlord's house was big, full of marble floors and thick curtains. Ayesha worked from dawn to dusk. She washed mountains of dishes, cleaned floors that got dirty again within hours, and endured the temper of the landlord's spoiled children. Sometimes, when she passed the children's study room, she paused at the door. Books were everywhere. Stories, science, poems, beautiful worlds trapped in pages she longed to touch. Her own school felt 100 miles away. One night, she cried quietly, unsure whether from exhaustion or a broken dream. One evening, the landlord's eldest daughter, Sana, saw Ayesha staring at a stack of books. "You like reading?" Sana asked. Ayesha nodded shyly. The girl hesitated, then handed her an old textbook. "You can take this. I don't need it anymore." Ayesha held the book like a treasure. She read it late at night by a small oil lamp in her mud house. The words felt like breath returning to her lungs. Her dream flickered alive again. A terrible storm hit the village one night. Wind roared, trees fell, and roofs were snatched away like paper. When Ayesha returned home the next morning, her mud house had partially collapsed. Clay walls crumbled, and rainwater had destroyed their few belongings. Her mother sat in the rubble, weeping. Seeing this, something broke inside Ayesha. She stood there, soaked, cold, trembling, but fierce. "This will not be our life forever," she said quietly. "I will change it. I don't know how yet, but I will." Sometimes life gives pain so big that courage wakes up. At the landlord's house weeks later, Ayesha overheard the village headmaster visiting for tea. He mentioned a scholarship exam, full funding for school, uniforms, books, even a monthly allowance for the family. But it's difficult, he told the landlord. Only the brightest will win. Ayesha's heart hammered in her chest. When the headmaster was leaving, she ran after him. "Sir," she gasped, Can I take the exam?" He looked at her torn clothes, her tired eyes, her small shaking hands. "You?" he said in surprise. "But you don't even attend school anymore." "I study at night. Please give me a chance." The headmaster hesitated, but something in her eyes, fierce, burning hope, made him nod. "You have 1 month." Ayesha worked at the landlord's house all day. Then she studied every night in her broken home. Her mother massaged her feet after long days. Rafi whispered, "Appa, you will win." Tiredness pushed her down every night. Her dream lifted her up every dawn. On the day of the exam, she was nervous. Her hands shook, her pencil slipped, sweat gathered at her temples. But she remembered her mother's pale face, her ruined home, her father's dream, her own promise. She wrote like her future depended on it, because it did. A week later, the headmaster came to her home. Her heart almost burst through her ribs. He smiled. "Ayesha, you scored the highest in the district." She froze. "You have won the scholarship. All your schooling will be paid for, and your family will receive support." Ayesha covered her face and sobbed. Tears of relief, disbelief, joy. Her mother cried too. Rafi jumped and hugged her legs. For the first time in years, hope filled their broken house. Ayesha returned to school, not as the poor girl everyone pitied, but as the girl who conquered her destiny. She graduated with honors and became a teacher in the same village where she once fetched water at dawn. Her first salary went towards rebuilding her family's home, properly this time. Children adored her. Parents respected her. The village, which once ignored her, now proudly said, "She is one of us, the girl who carried sunlight through darkness."
Don't forget to subscribe, Mapu Tales, for more magical stories.